then I'm also interested in semiconductor materials, that segment of the 3M business. There's chemical, mechanical planarization, there's pads, pad conditioners, heat transfer fluids. But where are they mostly used?
Semiconductors is a really big, important market for us. And so our materials are used primarily in the fabs themselves. So you think about who is making the logic wafers or the memory wafers, and the CMP process you mentioned, chemical mechanical planarization. This is the process where after you deposit a metal layer, you've got to smooth that. So as line widths continue to reduce in size from 7 nanometers to 5 nanometers or 3, and it's absolutely mind-boggling when you look at the precision of the lithography, and then this enables that continued buildup of layers. So in a lot of the memory wafers, the number of layers in a stack is absolutely staggering, and so you need to have really consistent thickness across the wafer within a die, and we're selling consumables into that process, both the pad and the conditioner, that not only drive that performance, and their performance is a given. They will not sacrifice the planarity of that wafer, and so the challenge is how do you enable more flexibility? How do you enable that tailored to a specific layer? And how do you do it in a manner that reduces cost by maybe extending the life of the pad so that you have fewer needs to stop the process and do maintenance, change out the pad and the conditioner. And so that increases uptime and that reduces costs as well.
Yeah, good. And so on from semiconductor, you've got once you've got the wafers, you've got the carriers and the cover tape for the packaging of these.
Yeah, so this is exactly. It's just the next step in the process. We have polycarbonate, we call it carrier tape, little pocketed tape, and miles of tape, and a cover tape that allows the packaging houses then, once they finish making the die and they dice that up, they put them into the carrier tape, and then that will go out to the assembly houses and they pull the die there from the pick and place machines to put from the tape onto the board, and so it seems it can be overlooked. The importance of that can be overlooked, but the dimensional stability of those pockets, and then the traceability of that. So we're working on adding tiny little 2D codes and labels to the carrier tape itself that just increases the traceability. And for us, you look at electronics quality and semiconductor quality, and it's around consistency, control, and traceability. And so that's an important element of that. And a business we've been in a long time, that continues to require advances in capability and technology as wafer level chip scale packaging gets smaller and smaller. You look at some of these and it looks like somebody spilled a pepper jar or something,
So you've just got to keep agile and keep moving with those industry trends.